Hello, my name is Peter Williams and I'm a retired police superintendent. But I'm not going to talk to you today about being a police officer and my police career. I want to talk about astronomy. Now, I joined the Manchester City Police, and it is there that I first started looking at the night sky because of working 3 shifts. If it was a moonlit night, I could see the moon quite clearly, and occasionally I'd be able to see 1, 2, maybe tens of stars. In 1971, I transferred from the big city to the rural county of Dorset, and I remember well the first time I went on a call on my first night shift out into the countryside to the little village of St Abbas. I parked the police car outside the village, turned off the lights and got out of the car. I looked at the sky, and that's when I realised I could see no moon, but I could see hundreds of thousands of stars. After a few minutes, as my eyes adjusted to the darkness, I was able to see quite clearly the Milky Way, and a whole new world opened up for me. I was later in my career to return to Manchester University, where I was doing a degree in computer science. And I recall that one day I was working in the university library when my brain started to hurt and I needed to take a rest. I started to browse the shelves out of interest, and there I found several volumes published by NASA. And these contained photographs of the Apollo missions, and there were images that I saw that I had never seen before, even though I had followed the Apollo missions very closely on television and in the newspapers. I was fascinated by these photographs. Next, another life-changing thing was that my wife bought me as a birthday present a telescope, my own telescope, my first telescope. I was able to go in the garden at night and to look at the stars, look at the planets, and look at the moon. When you see the moon for the first time through a telescope, you realise just what there is to see there and all the detail very much more clearly than if you use just the naked eyes. And when you see Saturn, which I believe is probably the most beautiful planet in our solar system, when you see it for the first time, you will be amazed. It is the most beautiful sight. Having retired from the police service, I looked for something to change in my life, and I decided to do another degree. And I did it this time with the Open University. And in my first year, I chose as part of my physics degree astronomy, the planets, the solar system, and a little bit of cosmology. And there I learnt a lot about the science involved in space. What I want to do now is to give you a taste of astronomy. Now, I am not Patrick Moore, I'm not Brian Cox, and I am certainly not Stephen Hawking. But I want to show you that astronomy, that space, is not only interesting, but it can be exciting. Come with me.